Nintendo relying on owning popular series would be a big mistake, says Zelda Star Fox veteran. It's crucial not to forget the talented individuals who uphold the values of those IPs. Years after his departure from the company, Takaya Imamura thinks Nintendo is still in good hands. So I wanted to do a video on this because I for the most part agree with what Takaya Imamura says. And for anyone that doesn't know, I actually did a video on Takaya Imamura the other day in regards to A Link to the Past. How he had talked about how he did the I think QA for A Link to the Past, and it kind of gave him like PTSD because of how long it took for him to do it, which was really unfortunate. So if you guys want to check that out, you can. But as far as what the statements are said here, I gotta say I do agree with it, and I'll go ahead and go into detail as we go through the article here. So we'll go ahead and check this out. So, legendary Nintendo veteran Takaya Imamura may have departed the company in 2001 after over 30 years of service, but he still believes the company is in good hands, although he thinks relying solely on owning popular series going forward would be a big mistake. So, that is one of the things that I've heard that's really cool about Nintendo is that they are a company that, even though they are bringing in a lot of new talent, throughout the years and everything like that, they don't just stick to the same people. They really are one of those companies that kind of holds true to the values that they hold as a company and make sure that they teach those values to the new employees that they have coming in and the new talent. So whoever does come in will know what Nintendo was about and how they go about things, which I really enjoy and I really appreciate. Imamura, who designed multiple iconic characters including Captain Falcon, Fox McCloud, and Tingle, supervised multiple F-Zero games, and served as the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask art director among other roles, has now shared a blog post explaining his thought process behind leaving Nintendo. In it, he talked about the back and forth emotions he faced when weighing up the decision, but also mentions that it's no easy task to manage a company with many creators, he added. Rather than just a good natured boss, a charismatic leader is essential to keeping things running smoothly. And I feel like a charismatic leader is something that you kind of do need with Nintendo because of the fact that it is a company that is filled with a lot of character and there's a lot of heart and soul that goes into that company. I know we're talking about a corporation here, but from what they stand for and what it looks like they try to achieve with their company as far as the fan base and keeping out for individuals who love their products, it does seem like it is something that you gotta really have that charisma behind it to show that love and care for the company yourself, as well as the individuals who are going to be coming in, to show them what the company is and what it's about and what it means to so many people such as myself that have, like I said, grown up with that company and that corporation for so long throughout my whole life, and many others who feel the exact same way such as I do, and not just here in the States but around the world, you know what I mean. So clearly, though, he has no concerns about that when it comes to Nintendo. Nintendo is still in good hands thanks to the many charismatic developers who have created major hits, he continued. But the idea that as long as we have popular IPs, we'll be fine is a big mistake. It's crucial not to forget the talented individuals who uphold the values of those IPs. And that's, again, going back to what I stated about Nintendo being good at kind of sharing their values and what the company is about and making sure that the talent that they bring in is a part of that, because I feel like that's a big issue that other companies have dealt with, especially gaming companies in recent years, where they feel like because of the fact that they have these popular IPs, that's all they need, which is not the case. When you think of companies like Naughty Dog, for instance, or Ubisoft, these companies that have created really great IPs throughout the years and in the past, but when you look at it now, they don't hold the same value that they did back in the day because of the fact that they've, I'm sure, brought people in that they don't either teach them the values that they hold, and if they do, they don't do anything when those same people that they bring in don't hold those same values as the company. They just kind of let them do whatever they want. And it can end up really lowering the brand and lowering the IPs to the point where they don't have the same type of sway that they do with fans. And the fans really don't care about it as much as they used to. So we've seen it time and time again in the gaming industry. And the fact that Nintendo has been able to kind of uphold that and keep that true to who they are, I think is great, because of the fact that when you think of situations like when Metroid Prime 4 was coming out, and how it was supposed to come out a few years ago, but it ended up getting scrapped by Nintendo because they didn't appreciate the direction that it was going in, and they didn't feel it was something that fans would truly love. So when you hear things like that, I feel like it really just shows that not only do these IPs mean a lot to the company of Nintendo, but they're willing to do what they can to make sure that whoever is working on it is knows what it means to them and what they plan, like what the high expectations that they plan on having those individuals work with, which I think it's really smart, and I think it's really cool actually to hear that type of stuff. So while Imamura doesn't point to any series in particular here, it's a statement I'm sure fans of, well, pretty much anything can agree with. Watching a game series fall off is heartbreaking, and it's certainly fair to say that sticking a popular name in front of something doesn't guarantee it'll be good, which is putting it lightly. The devs are literally and figuratively the people who make brilliant games happen, and at a time where the industry is constantly being hit with layoffs, Imamura's message feels more important than ever. And that's the god honest truth right there, man. Because of, like it stated, all the layoffs we've seen, especially last year. I think last year was the most layoffs we've seen in the video game industry, and probably, if not ever, in a long fucking time. Because it just shows that having a popular IP isn't all that it takes. Like, you really got to have that heart and soul into making these games, and having the love for these IPs, these characters, these franchises that a lot of people at the end of the day grew up with. And then it kind of goes back to me talking about Banjo Kazooie, and the fact that Microsoft just doesn't have that same love and care for that franchise that a lot of people are fans of. You know what I mean? And when they don't give that same love and attention and care to those IPs, it affects the IPs, it affects the properties, and it's one of those things that you see what ends up happening, which is that it lowers the value of those things. So the fact that Nintendo is so hell bent on making sure that they kind of keep that love and care for these characters, these IPs, these franchises, is something I love hearing, man. And I gotta say, I really agree with Imamura's take on this, and just the fact that he even makes a statement like this, I feel like just shows the kind of talent and the kind of legacy that Nintendo kind of holds to not only itself as a company, but the individuals and the talent that they bring in, which is so cool in my opinion. I love to hear it. I love it. So those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you guys agree with what Imamura has stated here? Do you feel like it is not just the IPs itself, but the individuals behind it that really make these things special and make them what they are? I personally do. But yeah, let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comments. If you guys could like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys have been watching this long, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah, until next time, Harmonic out. Peace.